Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our dealership, NG Supercars, and I am here on a Saturday once again because this Ferrari Roma just got dropped off. Even though we tell the transport companies we're not open on the weekend, they don't seem to care. So I had to come in on the weekend to go pick this thing up. It's actually kind of cool because this was the first time I got to test drive our electric scooter.
The electric scooter riding mistakes you should avoid, the ultimate guide.
So I took that to go pick up the car because there's really not a good place for the big semis to get down to our shop. The little trucks with the trailers, you know, like a 40-foot trailer or whatever, no problem. But once you start getting to the 53-foot semis and stuff, yeah, that doesn't work so well down here. It's kind of a like tight squeeze. They dropped off nearby. I had to go drive up and get it on the scooter, and it works perfectly because I can fold it up, put it in the front seat, and drive the car home. So we're gonna bring you along as we run our business, buy and sell cars, and do a bunch of stuff this week, and it's gonna be a really cool and busy week because this is F1 week here in Austin. And a bunch of stuff's gonna happen, some stuff that's pretty cool. So we have a special guest who's gonna be joining us for a couple of videos, Auto Technic. He is a factory certified Ferrari tech, and he won the Testarossa Award, which is a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
In the world of Ferrari technicians. So he's gonna help us work on one of our cars, and you guys are gonna get to see all of it. A bunch of other stuff, we got some cars to work on, we got this Roma that just came in. We got another, well actually that car was already here. That 430 back there, it's the dark blue one, a TDF blue. It just got converted. It's back here to have the suspension adjusted and some other stuff, and then it's gonna go out the door. Actually just got an offer on that car last night, so we're supposed to get a deposit probably today, maybe Monday. We also have a handshake phone agreement on this car. This car is a client's car. It's supposed to be shipping out any day now, and we have papers signed but no money yet on this car. The GT500 also got a deal last week, so the only thing left is the TTS, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, the Charger, which is going to Mecum, and my GT40, which is also going to Mecum. And then we have a yellow 360, which is actually being converted right now, so it's not here at the shop, but that car is also for sale. We're basically out of Ferraris again. Man, we just can't keep them, which is good, but it's also a problem. Like, it's hard to run a dealership when you don't have inventory. The good news about the black 458 is we are getting a 430 in on trade. So a black on black 430 coupe with, it's like 20-something thousand miles, I believe. Looks to be in good shape. I'm gonna go out there and look at it. It's actually, that deal's not gonna happen for 2 weeks though. So you will be seeing this car chilling in the background. It is not for sale anymore, so stop asking. That's the status of the shop. We'll join you again on Monday. I'm gonna go home and spend some time with the family, so we'll see you guys Monday morning.
Eventually.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Monday, and it is F1 week, and boy, is this week gonna be quite busy. I have a bunch of phone calls to make this morning, so a bunch of stuff happened over the weekend. Gotta return some calls. I think we might have some more car deals. In fact, we might be getting some more cars that you guys really want, so I'm super excited. Looking forward to these phone calls. Hopefully they go well. You just never know. Hopefully we can come to some deals and get you guys some good cars. That's one of the things that we absolutely love, is we really pride ourselves when we can get a nice car and give it to you at a really competitive price. That's awesome and just makes us feel good. So that being said, here's the Roma that I brought in over the weekend. So this is already sold. This was a client's car. This was a consultation. So this is the car that I went up to Chicago for, what is that, like 2 weeks ago or so? About a week and a half. We'll just say a week and a half. And looked it over, and it's it's brand new. It's got 560 miles or so, 550, somewhere around there. It's effectively a brand new car. Basically, when we have consultations for really new cars, it's really about making sure that the paint doesn't have any flaws, making sure that there's no hidden damage and things like that. And of course, we still check the computers, we still check whatever we can, but it's under warranty and all that stuff. So, you know, it's not as big a concern if there's something mechanically wrong with it, because you can take it to a dealership. But this particular case, that's not entirely true because it's going out of the country. That's part of the reason why we did this consultation, is it's someone who doesn't live in the US who wanted this car, and we're gonna help get it arranged to send it over to them. The other thing is they wanted us to take it here to our shop because we're going to do an oil change and just get it up to date, make sure everything's ready to go so that when they get the car, it's all set. So that's kind of the plan for this car, is we got to do some work on it, oil change and look it over, maybe even a brake fluid change, but not a whole lot to do to this thing. I mean, it's so new. It's really unfortunate that I think these get a bad press. They are a really good looking car. By the way, this is, I don't know what color it shows up on camera, but it's actually a really dark blue. It is not black. Good, it's a really good color, especially with that red interior. The blue car, this one was converted. This is a client's car. So it converted to a manual. He's going to have us raise the suspension. So he bought the car sight unseen, took possession of the car. Well, actually, he sent the car straight to us. We converted it. He took possession of the car, drove it up to Dallas, drove it back here, said, you know what, I'm scraping everywhere. You guys, can you help me raise the car so I don't scrape everywhere? So we're going to try and bring it closer to factory height. And I think he had one or two other things that he wants us to do, so I'll have to go check on my notes. So over the weekend, we got a deal on this car, at least a deposit agreed upon. We're supposed to get the deposit tomorrow, so the banks are closed today. It's a banking holidays. Nothing's going to happen on that today, but tomorrow we should be getting a deposit on this car, and it'll be effectively sold pending the closure of the deal. The 458 we do have a deal on, so I'm flying out to go look at the trade-in, which is a Ferrari F430, a black on black Ferrari F430. So if you're interested in that, it's a coupe. It was in the 25,000 mile range, if I remember correctly. Decent options, good looking. It looks like it's gonna be great. It has aftermarket wheels on it, but he's got the originals from what I understand, so that's all great. Assuming everything goes right, I fly out there, look at that car, we're happy, and then we'll do a swap-a-roo, and then this will become his car. This car is a client's car, all set, ready to go, just waiting on transport. This car, again, client's car, just waiting on the exhaust to show up. Should be soon, I hope. I'd like to get that car done. So we're doing another IPE exhaust on it, which, by the way, we sell on our website, normalguysupercar.com. Use the code NGS10 to hook you with 10% off. So IPE exhaust and a tune, and then this car is done. Out the door it goes. Got the TTS still for sale, and we do have a signed contract on this car. And again, banking holiday, waiting on the wire to come in, should be in tomorrow. This car and the other 360, both people are badass because they're having us convert them and do a few other things to them. So that's my favorite. I love when they buy these cars that are really good conversion candidates and they're just like, yeah, man, convert it, hell yeah. They're gonna love this car. Both this one and that one, both are gonna be loved. Awesome cars. They're gonna be super excited. Cannot wait for that. GT 500 is sold pending the client pickup. 360 we're gonna begin working on tomorrow. I'll go into that in a minute. Porsche Cayenne Turbo, and of course Scott's old 360 and the Charger. So there you go. That's everything. And of course the coaster bus, which is outside. One of these days we'll get pictures of it and get it listed for sale. Okay, so I have to play the old shuffle the deck because the gray 360 needs to go on the lift where Josh's Raptor is. So the Raptor needs to get out of here. I don't know what else he's doing to it, but it needs to get out. It's taking up too much space, taking up a lift. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
The Roma, I just need to get access to a lift at some point. I first need to order the oil filter and other components. That car's gonna need a lift so we can do the timing belt service. Oh boy. So, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to move everything. Basically everything's gonna have to get out of the shop and then come back into the shop and be placed in better places. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. I think we'll do that probably one of the first things this morning while it's still cool outside, and we'll just have to move everything around. So everything's gonna move around. Yay. Just gotta figure out where I'm gonna place things that are best suited for what is happening. Kind of wanna tuck some cars back there that aren't going anywhere for a while, get them out of the way. That's kind of easier for us. Let's answer some emails, take some phone calls, do that stuff, and then we'll shuffle the deck. Whew, okay. It's been a whirlwind of a morning. Lots of phone calls, lots of emails. Great news, got a deal on the 458. So this is actually a car that we've already had in inventory. Rosso Scuderia, 17,000 miles. A lot of Alcantara in it, axle lift, no rear camera. Guy just put a Novatec in it, so he's gonna be bringing it to the shop tomorrow. So we'll have the car here in the shop tomorrow. We'll show it to you guys. I'm gonna email the list of individuals who are interested in cars. So if you didn't know, we have a list that we keep of people who are wanting cars. We don't really go looking for cars for people, but what we're willing to do is if you have a car that you're looking to get, send us what you're interested in, the specs, color, miles, price point. options, whatever. We add you to our list, and anytime we get a car or know of a car that meets your specifications or is close to your specifications, we send an email and just, say, hey, no pressure. If you want this car or not, here's the current status, price, whatever. Let us know. And so sometimes we can make it to where, even if it's a car that we aren't willing to buy, so this has actually happened a few times. We've had cars where there's not enough margin for us to buy the car. We're not going to take and buy a $200,000+ car if we can only make like $2 or $3 grand, because it's just too much risk. All it has to have is like bad tires, and now we're losing money. So, but a car like that, if we can be a broker and make $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever the margin is, then great. We will be willing to do that if it basically passes right through us. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, then it's not going through you guys. You guys don't look at the car. No, we can still work that out where we can bake in to where you basically do our consultation and have us go look at the car and verify it's a good car. So it all still can work out to where you have just as high a quality situation as when we buy the car as not. So that has happened quite a few times now, where the cars basically just are passed through us. We don't really ever take possession of it. So that is something that we can help you with. But beyond that, we do actually get cars that we buy and then sell. So, this one, for example, was a consignment car, a local car. The guy reached out to us. We agreed on a consignment price and all the details of that. We emailed our list of interested people, and boom, it was sold in like 2 hours. Pretty cool. That's what we're finding, is that list seems to be pretty powerful for that sort of stuff. This car also sold pretty quick, although it wasn't from the list. But again, some of these cars are just going super fast right now. It's actually kind of unbelievable how fast they go. So when you find the right car at the right price, this is my advice. Buy it. Like if it's got the right colors, it's pretty close to what you wanted to pay, it's got the right options or whatever, just act fast, because it's not going to hang around long if it's priced well. Obviously, if you see a car that's priced like way out of bounds, okay, that car's going to be there for a while. Unless it's like the super rare color, if that's one of those situations where we see people who are like, oh, I want this rare color, they only made 17 cars in that color and blah blah blah. Like for example, Greg's Abu Dhabi blue Scuderia, like if he ever sold that car and that was your dream color, and he hits the market, pretty much whatever he puts the car at the market for is what you have to be willing to pay, because you're never going to see that car again in your lifetime. Sorry, it just won't happen. Otherwise, when you're like, oh, I want a red tan or a black on black, for example, it's not as much a rush. If you miss that car, there's going to be more that are similarly spec'd. So, it's not the end of the world. Crazy busy morning, so I have to still shuffle the deck. So I think that's next on my list of crap to do. So we're gonna have to basically like push everything outside, get everything organized the way we want, and go from there. Well, that took all of 30 seconds to change. I sat down at my desk and I got a bunch of text messages, and the 458 that we agreed to buy is actually gonna come here today. So I'll show you that as soon as it gets here. So I need to send out some emails about that car, and then I'm gonna start shuffling the deck. I'm excited to see this car. I remember this car being one that we really liked. Okay, it is 11:30 on the dot. Let's see how long this takes me to move everything. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna take me a half an hour. I need to get that silver or gray car over there by the lift. Actually, maybe I won't put it on the lift right away. Maybe, might put this one on the lift first, but it needs to get over there. So pretty much everything needs to be moved out of the shop. Yeah. All right, well, this will be interesting. Well, that didn't take long. Mustang's battery is almost toast. It wouldn't start, so yeah, I'm figuring about 2 or 3 of the cars will have to be jumped. Or not jumped, but we have a jump box and we have a thing. Anyway. All right, got everything moved around. Got 4 cars back there now. So I kind of put stuff that's not moving for a while back there. So we got the black 458 isn't going to be dealt with for about 2 weeks. So I need to get it on a battery tender. Porsche, who knows when someone's gonna buy that thing. TTS, who knows. Scott's car, we're definitely not gonna be able to get to it this week. We just got too much going on. So, and actually the next week is Meekum week. So it's gonna be at least 2 weeks before we start working on that. This car is supposed to go out the door, I believe, next week. The Charger will go out on a week from Monday. This car is supposed to go out in the next few days. And then, all right, so we're working on getting the timing belts done on this car. Like I said, it's sold. We're just waiting on the money. The money should be here tomorrow. So I'm 99% sure the money's gonna come through. So we'll just do the timing belt service either way. If he does back out, well then whatever, we've got timing belts done. So whatever. So we're gonna get this car done, hopefully, knock on wood, maybe today. I don't know, Alan and I have done so many timing belts now.
Yeah, we've learned all the secrets to get it done quicker. So.
Dude, we're like the timing belt masters, man. We got this shit down. Alan's pulling out the interior. He'll have that done pretty quickly here because he's done it, I don't know, like 17 times now. This car, again, just waiting on the deposit, should have it tomorrow. And this car, we're gonna start working on tomorrow. So that's why I moved it over here. So we'll see how that goes. So Auto Technic is gonna help us with this car. He's gonna be here for a few days. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna get to see him and do some videos with him. And yeah, we're looking forward to the collab. It should be pretty fun. 12:52. It took an hour and 20 minutes to move all the cars. Okay, I was way off on my estimate. That's the problem with moving these cars. It can take forever because you gotta jockey around. Well, admittedly, I had them all done, and I had to move them again and do some other stuff. So, pain in the ass. We just found something unusual on the timing belt service for this 360. This is a new one for us. Alan's pulling off the timing belt covers. And something's still here. Something that shouldn't be here. Anyone see something unusual that maybe is not supposed to be there? Yeah, the timing belt pin for the tensioner was still in place. The pins look bent. I think it probably bent the shit out of them running like that. But just so you don't do this in the future, anyone who's doing timing belt service yourself, that should get removed. Well, YouTube, we got us another 458, and this one's actually pretty awesome and kind of a little bit unusual. It's a Rosso Scuderia, so it is not Rosso Corsa. It's more of the orangish red. So in certain light, you can see it's actually kind of an orange color. And it has a lot of Alcantara, 17,000 miles, 17,100 and something miles on it. Pretty high option. Let me show you everything in the interior. So carbon fiber kick plates, you got, see, Alcantara inserts, you got Alcantara ceiling, you got Alcantara door cards, Alcantara on the floorboards and the center console, carbon fiber steering wheel, carbon fiber centered console, carbon fiber dash. Yeah, axle lift, no reverse camera. We do have a Novatec exhaust on it with valve controller, and we got a brand new diffuser on it. This thing is in excellent shape, beautiful car, and we actually already owned this car once. So we sold it to the guy who sold it back to us. You always love that. We love repeat customers, because especially when they sell cars back to us, because we don't have to really inspect them that well, other than just looking for any new marks or whatever, because we already know the car, we already know its maintenance history, we already know everything about it. So this was a local buy here in the Austin area. Actually, it's a friend of ours, so we really know the car, we know it was taken care of, and it's just a phenomenal car. I'm gonna do a short on this, just full disclosure. So by the time this video comes out, it's entirely probable that this car may have a deal. So don't get mad at me if you don't see this car go up on the website, and if you don't see it anywhere else, because these type of cars go fast. So I'm gonna pull out my cell phone right now, do a short, and there's a reasonable probability that this car may be sold today. So just, if that happens, I'm not saying it will, just it might. And if it does, don't get mad at us, okay? Chill. Chill.
Chill out, honey bunny. Chill. Chill out, honey bunny. All right, now tell her it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Promise her. I promise.
All right, YouTube, it's the end of the day. So actually, I need to cram in that 458, so I need to move these cars looks like we're pretty close to having the time belt service. It's like, I'm gonna say 75 to 80% done. So the interior needs to still go back in. They started working on the last thing for the rebuild of the shop from the flood, which is the shower. We're having a shower reinstalled. It's almost there. So they got the shower pan in, and I guess they're gonna let it dry and then tile it and all this other stuff. Okay, we're gonna have ourselves a shower again, and that's kind of the last of the rebuild. So I ordered myself filing cabinets and desk stuff. It should be in next week, so I can finally get that taken care of, and that will allow me to at least finally organize the crap. Wow, getting to the end of the BS from the flood. That's it for today, and tomorrow Nick's supposed to be here, so it'll be an interesting day. We'll get some shit done, so we'll see you guys then.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Tuesday, and we have a few things to do today. So Auto Technic is coming this afternoon. He'll be swinging by the shop, and we'll be working on the gray car right there. So we're gonna try and do a full dial in the timing, and assuming that's what's wrong with it. So we're gonna first diagnose, is that actually what's wrong with the car? Because that's what it seems to be. We'll also do some other stuff like interview him and ask him some questions and yada yada, that sort of stuff. So that should be interesting, you know, having someone like that on the show, channel. I like that better. Looks like the 360 is almost done. We got a few things to do on the interior. I think I'll probably do like a really good carpet cleaning and then put it into seats, because I prefer doing that every time we get a car that we're doing a conversion. It's like, how often do you have the seats out of the car and have an opportunity to just like really nice do the carpets, like just yeah,
Really nice.
so we'll do that, and then I think this car's ready to go because we got all the timing belts in and all that stuff. So should be, we might take some pictures of the 458 as long as it's nice and clean, just get it cleaned up a little bit better. I guess that's kind of the plan for the day, is really worry about the two 360s. It's the primary concern, since we don't have the exhaust for that car in yet. It's supposed to be in soon. Funny. We have some other stuff that's still in shipping, so not a whole lot we can do about that. And they're making progress on the bathroom. I think they're supposed to come back today on the shower, and I don't think they've said they're gonna finish it, but like they're gonna do some more work on it. So yeah, I guess all of this concrete, I guess it's actually literally concrete, yeah, is setting. So there's our drain. Cool. And they gotta like tile everything and whatever, so okay. But we're gonna have a shower. We're gonna have a shower again that never gets used. Whatever. I'm gonna sit down on the computer. I got a few emails and phone calls to do this morning. We had some interest in this car from the short that I put out yesterday. We'll see. Who knows? You know, it is what it is. We'll see. Oh, I did want to give you guys an update from one of our vendors. So, you know, we've been talking about how pretty much everyone's having to increase prices lately, and a lot of the companies that are in other countries are having tariffs imposed on the parts once they get shipped in. So typically what's happening right now is if you buy something that's from another country, when it gets shipped in, wherever the delivery address is, the shipper, so UPS, FedEx, DHL, is going to bill that address and the name listed as the final recipient. So, for example, if you buy a Klein exhaust from us, it comes from Romania. They typically were shipping UPS, and when it gets to the custom stuff, then UPS will invoice you for the tariffs. So it'll go to you, like your account or whatever. So if it comes to us, for example, so we have, for example, this car we're working on, so the exhaust is being shipped directly to us. So this one is getting an IP exhaust. It's coming from Taiwan. They typically ship DHL, so DHL will invoice us for the exhaust as soon as it hits customs. So what happens then is we have to pay the invoice for the tariffs. And then we're just going to take that same amount and then send it on to you, plus 3% for a credit card fee. So that's just how it's going to work. Now, that's when it gets shipped to us directly. Now, Klein emailed us this morning and said, hey, two things. One, they're switching from UPS to DHL because UPS has been really bad lately. Hate to say it. They've been really slow about dealing with tariff stuff. Secondly, they are going to start invoicing us and paying for the tariffs up front. So what that means is before the thing ships, they're going to get the tariff, they're going to invoice us, and we have to pay the invoice. Now, that means we're going to then invoice you. And because it's coming through us and we're going to have to pay for it, this means if you don't pay us, we're going to alter it and it's going to ship to us and we're going to hold your shit hostage, okay? So you have to pay us. Now, that's just how it's going to work. And the reason it's this way is because no one knows exactly how much the tariffs are going to be because they change constantly. So every other week, it's a different price. If we knew exactly what it was going to be like it used to be, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Back when, tariffs were pretty consistent, it was pretty easy to say, oh, we think it's going to be this much in tariffs. But that's not true right now. So we have no idea. So just deal with it, okay? So after you order the stuff, once it's ready to ship, you're going to get an invoice. If you don't pay that invoice, we're going to keep your shit hostage until you pay the invoice. That's just how it's going to work, okay? Now, the reason is because we've already been screwed 2 or 3 times on invoices that we got for someone else's tariffs, and they didn't pay us. It may not seem like a big deal, but when you're talking about 20% tariffs, that really means we go from making any money to losing a bunch of money very rapidly on these products. So there's not that much margin on these, okay? The tariffs are larger than our margins. Keep that in mind. It sucks. It is what it is, all right? We appreciate you guys working with us on this. I wish it wasn't this way. I wish it was easier, and I wish everything was cheaper, but it's not. Moving forward. Move along. Moving forward.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Alrighty, just got the wire for that car, so it is officially 100% sold. Good, because the timing belt service is basically done. I did start it up. It runs perfectly smooth. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to clean the interior as long as we got it out. So just give it a good carpet extractor bath, that sort of thing. We love to do that when we have the interiors out, just because how often do you get a chance to do that kind of detailed work without the seats? And we just got in a Tubi exhaust. So our friend Greg, who you may have seen in some of our Thursday Night Lives, ordered a Tubi through us for his Alpha, and we're actually going to install it on his Alpha. So that is going to be interesting. Haven't done that before. So I'll have to email him, let him know that his exhaust is in. Hooray. That took a little bit to clear customs. Remember I was telling you about all the custom stuff? Yeah, that one took like a week to clear customs. So it's here. Hooray. All right, YouTube, we got the Rosso Scuderia Ferrari 458 getting cleaned up for its photo shoot. Everyone's like, oh, you guys take forever to get your cars listed, or it's not on the website. Well, it's because it takes a half a day to get the cars prepped. That's why. So when you have like 2 of us. Yeah, there's only 2 of us, and sometimes Alan, so that's a commitment. We do have a few people interested, no serious offers at this point, so we are going to try and get it listed hopefully in the next 24 hours or so. Deposit did come through on this car, so it is pending a sale. That car is all set, ready to be worked on tomorrow. We got the shocks off on that car. We're raising it about 1 inch because it was pretty low and it was scraping a lot. Then we're gonna do, believe it or not, we're gonna do an oil change on a Ferrari Roma probably next week. All right, cool. Kind of it for the moment. Waiting on exhaust for that thing still, and been doing emails and computer crap most of the day. Exciting. All right, so we just saw something I thought you guys should know. We don't like throwing anyone on the bus, so I'm not gonna mention names. But sometimes the quality of work you see on cars is not good, okay? Whoever pulled the front fender liners on this car did not reinstall them correctly. Check this out. That is supposed to be hooked on the inside, not on the outside. Look at that. It's just chilling. That's supposed to be tucked in. In order to get that back in, we're gonna have to jack this car up, pull the wheels off. And best part is, it's not like that on just one side. Oh, no. It's like that on both sides. Yep. Awesome. Good work, whoever did that.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday, and today Auto Technic is going to be joining us, and we're going to be working on that silver 360. It's actually going to be in a different video, so if you want to see that video, go check it out. I don't know the title of it yet. I don't even know if it's going to be published before or after this video, probably after, but should be a pretty cool video. So we're doing a collaboration with Auto Technic, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. He seems like a really good guy. He definitely knows his shit. So I'm excited to learn some stuff from him and have us show us how to dial in the cam. Well, we're assuming we need to dial in the cams on this 360. We'll find out. Honestly, not exactly sure what is wrong with it, but we think that's it. Also, just in case you're a AV nerd or something, I'm gonna be filming it on our new DJI Nano. So I just got this little tiny thing. It's small as hell and light, and I'm sick of GoPros not working right. So we're gonna give this a shot. If the video sucks or the audio sucks or anything like that, let me know gently. Don't have to be like, it sucks. Well, actually, that's fine if you say it sucks, but don't have to be a jerk about it. So that's kind of the main goal for the day today. Otherwise, it's still F1 week, and we still got some other stuff going on. So Thursday, we're gonna be taking the GT40 to the Circuit of Americas, and I guess I'll film some of that. Friday, we're gonna be doing some parties and stuff, but I'm not actually going to F1 this year. Honestly, when you go almost every year, you kind of get tired of going. It's a lot. I like doing the stuff around Formula One, but not actually going to Formula One. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that's the plan for the day, so let's have at it. All right, YouTube, it's actually pretty late in the day, and I totally didn't film anything on the vlog about this, but Nick is here. So Auto Technic, as promised, in the flesh. And it took him all of like less than an hour to diagnose and fix the 360, because I'm a idiot. But actually, so we're still gonna do the timing. We wanna dial in the timing because we know it's off. We know it's off. We don't know exactly how much it's off. But the cool thing is, because it's at least running correctly now, we have a known good starting point. So it theoretically will only get better, which is great. Yeah. So that's nice versus when you're like trying to solve one problem and you have 4 or 5 things that you're adjusting. It's like, which one's really fixing the problem? We don't know. So anyway, you'll see that video. Check it out. Also, go check out his channel if you haven't already, Auto Technic on YouTube. We need to get you to like, I don't know, you're like 15 or 16?
Just below 16,000, yeah.
We need to get you to 25.
Well, that'd be amazing.
I think he needs to hit 25,000 before the end of the year. I think it's possible. You'll hit it. That early slope is exciting and fast.
You told me it's fast now?
Yeah. Dude, you know how long it... Anyway. Over here, we've got Greg's Alpha. It's the Quadrifoglio, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Lots of words. I don't know these cars very well, but we're going to be putting in a Tubi exhaust vent, so we're staying with the Italians. And actually, we're kind of impressed. The under panels are pretty elaborate, but yeah, we're trying to decide, will we need to pull the car off the lift, pull the rear panel, or not? Nick is betting on yes, because it's Italian. I said no, but then I think I believe Nick, because now I'm looking at it more and it kind of looks like they screwed us. So we'll see. Anyway, we're gonna work on that thing. So we've got this and this we're working on. Go check out the other video, and it's still F1 week. It's been just nuts today. So yeah, I haven't filmed a whole lot, sorry.
The next day.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It is Thursday, and it's kind of a bittersweet day for me. So we are going to take my GT40 to F1. They want me to park it on the front stretch just like we did last year, which means this is probably the last cool event that we're doing in the GT40. Well, there's a reasonable probability, I should say, because not the week after, but the week after that is Mecum, and it's registered to sell at Mecum, assuming someone bids high enough. Then that will be the end of my journey with the GT40, which kind of sucks. I'll admit, this is my favorite car I've ever owned by a long shot. Ultimately, it is an awful car for the channel. That's what I've concluded. It is terrible for the business, it is terrible for the channel, so it has to go. This is one of those where I am making a decision based on logic, not based on emotion or my heart, because my heart says, keep this car forever, but the business is like, no, that's a terrible idea, because this car is really expensive and no one, absolutely no one gives a shit when I film that car and put it in the videos. So there's no point in having the car if it's not gonna help my business, especially when it ties up this much money. So that's the plan. try and sell the car. But the cool thing is that we're gonna not only go to F1 and be parked on the front stretch and get to participate in the pit walk and all that stuff, but Auto Technic is gonna join me, so we'll be having some fun. And I'll bring this camera along and we'll film some of it, although admittedly, it's just gonna be like a big crowd of people and stuff. So it's not gonna be the most exciting thing to see, but it's kind of cool. I mean, I get to do some pretty neat stuff once in a while, and this is one of those things that's just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening to me. The shop is 100% at capacity. Well, not 100%, we could fit one more car, but this is basically it. We have 16 cars in the shop. Good Lord. The status of everything, because this is probably the last day I'll be filming here at the shop until Monday of next week, but 360, we have the valve covers off. We are ready to set the timing. So we're gonna do a proper cam timing where we're gonna dial it in and all that stuff. So we're gonna be doing that next week. That will be in another video with Auto Technic, so stay tuned for that. This 360 is basically all set. We're gonna send it off to get converted shortly, and then it's done. This car has a deposit. That is Greg. If you watch the live stream, that is our friend Greg's Alpha, and it is here getting an exhaust. So we got the bumper off, and basically we just gotta remove the exhaust, which actually doesn't look too terrible. I don't want to jinx it. We'll see how that goes. So this thing's supposed to be getting that done hopefully today, so that we can give it back to Greg tomorrow if everything goes right. The Rosso Scuderia Ferrari 458 is listed on the website, so at the moment we do not have any buyers. So if you're interested in it, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. This red convertible is the one that was on the lift right here. It is already sold. The exhaust shipped out, and I paid the tariffs for it this morning. So yeah, as we've been talking over and over, and you've been hearing us talk about tariffs, they suck. Ended up having quite a few $100s in tariffs. Not the worst, but not great. And we've got the blue 430 that had the suspension. We raised it, so it's kind of not a big difference, but we raised it about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. So it should hopefully make the customer able to drive a little bit more often without scraping. That was kind of the goal. They were like, hey, this thing scrapes everywhere. We're like, yeah. We also have to do one or two minor little things, and then it's basically wrapped up. This car is just waiting for the oil change kit to arrive. We're gonna change the oil, and then it's gonna go off to Costa Rica, which is actually really cool. And you may recognize this 458. This is my old 458. I do miss this car. Yeah. Such a cool car. Anyway, it is here to get shocks rebuilt and new tires, and take a look at the dash cam. It may not be working, and it also has a check engine light, which we think is because of an O2 sensor. So we'll be playing with that car next week. The Charger will be going to Mecum with the GT40, the black 458 in the corner. We have a pending deal. I'm supposed to go look at that car in 2 weeks. No offers on the Porsche, no offers on the TTS, and Scott's car is waiting for us to have time to actually work on it. And then finally, the GT500. Ugh, just walked into a spider web. GT500 is sold pending, or not sold pending, it's just sold. It's waiting for its new owner to come get it. And that is the status of the shop. Lots of stuff going on. It is packed here. Cars are going in and out. Stuff's happening. It's been a crazy week. And now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna edit videos, and we will see you guys when we head out to go to F1. Oh, actually, I need to go home, and also I need to clean up the GT40 because it's dirty, and you know, I want it to look presentable. All right, so we'll see you guys at F1. It's gonna be sweet. Well, there it is, YouTube. Gonna give it a bath. Well, I'm not gonna give it a full bath. I'm just gonna give it like a wipe down because it's not that dirty. But we'll get it cleaned up, and she'll be ready to rock and roll for tonight. Poor Mo is like, why are you here and you're not inside? This is bullshit. I miss my people. Anyway, so we'll get that situated, and then we'll be taking it out to F1 later today.
Eventually.
All right, YouTube, we are at Coda again, and GT40 is here. We got a nice Chevelle SS 454. I don't know what year Chevrolet truck, but those things are so cool. I love the color, the bright orange. And we got an old Corvette. So they're gonna have us go out on the track for the pit walk or whatever. Like basically, people that paid a bunch of extra money get to go walk through the pits, and then after they walk through the pits, they come out on the track and they have like food, and they have our cars and some other cool cars, and I don't know, you just talk and eat food and drink beer, and that's kind of about it. So the good news is free food, free beer. I'll take it. and parking on the track, which is always kind of cool. It's go time. Time to hit the track.
Go time.
It's go time. Woo! Well, GT40 for the first time is on the track. We're actually on COTA. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, sure.
Have you ever been out on the track?
Sadly, no, and I've actually done many challenge races where I worked pit crew.
And they didn't let you on the track?
No, I've never been on the track.
Oh man. Unfortunately, I've done so many parade laps that usually like parade laps and this sort of stuff's really quite boring. But it's still always cool. And to see it all set up for F1 is totally unique. There's Ferrari. Hey guys, how about we don't screw up this time? Ooh, they're testing out the lights and stuff. So spiffy. Yeah, all those people are about to get unleashed into this area. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at all this. It's pretty cool. I mean, this doesn't suck. Like, I have to say, it's kind of one of those things like, how the hell did this happen? I don't know. Like, someone sends me an email like, hey, you want your car on COTA for F1? Sure, why not? All right, in about 15 seconds, Carlos Sainz is gonna ride his bicycle right past us. Yeah, we're all just like,
Yeah, waiting for yeah.
oh yeah. All right.
Operator.
Awesome. Oh, they're getting the boot. It's time to get out of here. Yeehaw, get out. Yeah, mules. We ain't going nowhere. All right, this is kind of cool. Do it. Here we go. Nice. I guess they're testing the fireworks for when at the end of the race. Interesting. Check it out. We've got the VIPs and then we've got the VIP VIPs. That's right, the VVIPs.
VVIP?
VVIPs. V2 IPs. It's a new status. I just invented it. I'll have you know.
Very exclusive.
Very, very important person. Well, they want me to move my car over there, so we gotta wait for the fences and stuff. But anyway, they send them over. They get to go check out all the pit stuff. Then they walk way the hell down there, and then they get to walk way the hell back up here. And there's like food and beer and stuff. So we're mostly just here for the beer, admittedly.
Yes. They need to get that flowing.
Yeah. Where's my beer? Last time I tried to get some, and they wouldn't let me take any until it was like
It's on the wrong side of the fence.
It is. Damn. It's a problem.
Joke's on them, or us.
Right? All right, just kind of wanted to show you everything before the crowds come in. So we've got like some cool cars. We've got actual F1 car. So it's the Haas car. It's pretty cool. And it's only a few minutes until the people just inundate everything. You won't be able to see anything. There you go. Check that out. That is pretty cool. Very, very cool. Dang. Interesting how it's got like a little vent on the exhaust to kind of pull in cool air. Really cool. Oh, shit. Look at that. Nice. Cool. It's amazing how much crap is going on. It's hard to soak it all in. All right, they finally got me parked way up on the hill. So we got a good view of everything going on down there. You can see just how big T1 is. This hill is actually quite large. It's one of those where you don't realize it when you see it on TV, but when you're in person, it's absolutely massive. I'm gonna put the camera down, enjoy myself for a little while. Maybe I'll show you some of the craziness going on later. Remember I was telling you there's gonna be a lot of people? There's a whole lot of people. It's kind of crazy right now. All right, YouTube, I don't even know if you can see me, but it is almost closing time. We're almost done here. I gotta drive home. I'm tired. It's F1 week. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com and MG Supercars. Use the code NGS10. Hooks you up with 10% off. And go check out Nick's channel, Auto Technic. He could use it. He needs to hit 25,000 this year. It's like it's a thing. It's a thing. It's got to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be pissed. It's your fault if he doesn't hit 25,000. I'm calling it out right now. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you in the next video where we're doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're gonna want to stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet. Well, good morning, YouTube. I wasn't planning on filming anything after I told you I was done with the video. And about 10 minutes later, Meg calls while I'm at the F1 event. And she's like, hey, did you get my text messages? And I'm like, no, sorry. Like, it was hard to hear stuff or walking around. She's like, yeah, I got to take Mo to the emergency vet. He is bleeding all over and tore some of the staples out from his surgery. So he had surgery 2 weeks ago to remove some lipomas and get some dental work done and stuff. Well, Mo, yeah. So you can see, like, here's one of the spots where he had surgery, but it's healing nicely. Well, Moses was supposed to get his staples removed today, so he couldn't wait that last 24 hours and decided to remove the staples on one of his other wounds and ripped the wound open, and it was awful. So if you're squeamish, look away for about 10 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1, look away. Here's the pictures of what Meg sent me. And as you see, for those of you looking, it's pretty awful. And here's the other one. And yeah, he looked, it needed some attention. And okay, you can look again. If you're squeamish, you can look again. Poor Meg, hauling him off to the emergency vet at like 9 o'clock at night last night or whatever. And so we didn't get home till 10 something. And anyone want to guess how much that cost? I could have flown around to anywhere in the world, business class, but no. We love you, Mo. You're a good boy, but please don't rip the staples out. Yes. So now he's got new staples, and they had to repair the wound because it was so bad. There you go. The joys of owning a stupid dog. But you're loved. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're just kind of dumb. You're just kind of dumb.
You're gonna have to wear the cone.
Yeah, there's the cone of shame. You gotta wear the cone of shame, bud.
13 days he left.
Right. They left him alone. Didn't touch him.
No!
Hey! Yeah, there it is. There's the repair work.
Okay.
Ugh. Poor Mo. Well, anyway, that's now the end of this video, and thanks for watching. Thought you'd get an update on my dumb dog, and we'll see you guys next week. It's going to be sweet.